So the NFL put out floor and ceilings for every AFC North team. Let's go ahead and react to it. Let's go ahead and see this. I haven't looked at this beforehand, so I'm not sure where they're going to have us ranked, but let's start off with the Brownies because they are considered the worst team in the AFC North. And according to the NFL here, their floor is 1-16, which I can't say I disagree with. Me personally, I will say I think that the floor would probably be like 3-14 in the end. But 1-16 is not impossible. I do love how it says no matter how bad they are, they're gonna beat the Titans. Where by the time they play the Titans should be a better team. So I actually feel like the Titans will most likely win that game. In all honesty, if Cam Ward can get going, by that time they play the Titans will be a better team. So we'll have to wait and see, but that's their floor. So that's the worst that they are going to go, hypothetically speaking. The best they're going to go, they have them going 7-10. So the worst is 1-16, and the ceiling is 7-10. So the happy medium would probably be 5 wins. 5-12. 5-12 would probably be the happy medium, but I would, again, like I said, I would put them at a 3-14 for their floor. For the ceiling for the Brownies, I would probably put them at 8-9. So I would say right around that time, right around the area anyway. But all right, so that's the Brownies. Who we got next? We got the Ratbirds next. I know the NFL loves absolutely, fondling some very man balls on when it comes to this team. So let's see what they have. Their worst record, so their floor is 9-8. Okay, so not a fringe playoff team because, as we know, 9-8 in the AFC at least, it's not going to make you a playoff team. If you're in the AFC South, maybe, potentially, good chance you might be. But that's if only for winning the division, not winning a wild card spot or getting a wild card spot. And if you're in the NFC South, well, your record could be 1-16 and you still have a chance to make the playoffs. But 9-8, if you're in the AFC, you at least need to have 11-6. 10-7 might get you by, but usually 11-6 is a guarantee. So 9-8, so therefore, according to the NFL, isn't even guaranteed a playoff spot. So obviously, the full also would indicate some very major issues, like Lamar Jackson goes down with injury. We finally realize he's a running back, not a quarterback, stuff like that. All right, so for the ceiling for this, it's going to be 14-3. Yeah. I do love the fact that no matter what, even with their ceiling, they still have them losing to the Bills week 1. It's like the ceiling is the best of the best, right? That's the best you're going to go. And they still say, even with the best the Ravens going to go, they're still going to lose to the Bills. Lose to the Bengals once and lose to the Lions. So, even though, it's the best of the best, you're still going to lose to the Bills. All right, who's next? It's us. Okay. My guess is it's going to be negative because it's the NFL, and you already know how the NFL is toward the Bengals. My guess is... Okay, I said my guess, and then I just pulled it up, which is kind of bad timing. I was going to guess that they were going to have us going 7-10 as our floor, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-9 is our floor according to the NFL. Again, I thought they were going to have us go 7-10 as our floor, and I thought our ceiling, I could see the NFL being the NFL here and saying like our ceiling is something like 10-7. I would not be surprised. Okay, so let me just double check that math. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's 9-8. Okay, see, this is why you gotta double check your math here. 2, 3 was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-8 is our floor, which same thing as the Ravens, in all honesty. And also the same record we went the last 2 years, so not too surprising that our floor is going to be exactly what we were the last 2 years. Okay, and they say in our worst case scenario, we're still going to split with the Ravens, which I find hilarious. Just because we did lose to them twice last year. And then our best case scenario is 13-4. So they're saying if the Ravens and the Bengals have their best seasons possible with their highest ceilings, the Ravens will go 14-3 and the Bengals will go 13-4, which would make us 5th seed, and the Ravens obviously would most likely be 1st seed. So that's even in our best. Okay. Oh man. See, you know what? No. No. Can't do it. Our best ceiling, we lose to the Bills. NFL, listen, it's not many times I get on here, especially after the last 2 seasons, and I'm very cocky, right? Very arrogant about things, Don't like to do that. It's a bad look. We take care of the Bills. We take care of the Bills. Okay? The Packers with the Bears? We're like that with the Bills. So I don't want to hear our ceiling is we're going to lose to the Bills. Because we don't lose to the Buffalo Bills, okay? That don't happen. So you can put, anything else you want to put out there and say the Bengals are going to lose to the Vikings or something. But if you're going to say the Bills, folks, that's the end of story on that one, okay? Last time we played the Bills in 2023, we beat them in the playoffs. Wait, hang on. Hold up. 2023. Okay, Bills. We're currently, by the way, tied 17-17. But we beat them last time we played them. We beat them the time before that. We lost 1. So, going back to 2011, we've only lost to them twice. We've also played them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 7-2. 7-2 in the last 9 matchups. Just saying. Now, don't look at this part right here. This part right here is fake news. I don't want to hear this part. Look at this part right here, though. Back in 89, we really took care of them. So, again, like I said, at the end of the day, we take care of them. We had one game, if you remember, and by the way, the last time we played them, beat them that. The time before in the playoffs here, this was the playoff game I was talking about, 27-10. We also played them, remember the Lamar Hamlin game? Remember that? We beat them. Well, we would have beat them. So, that would have been another win. But we couldn't finish that game because due to Lamar Hamlin, obviously, in the situation. But we would have beat them then. So, come on now. Don't hit me with this bullcrap of, the Bills. No. Bills are not. No. We take care of the Bills. We love the Bills. We love Bills. We all love Bills fans. Bills Mafia. Represent. We love you guys. You guys helped out with the whole Andy Dalton stuff. We love you guys. We really do. But let's be real. Bills are not better. You're not going to give me a ceiling where we lose to the Bills, okay? We take care of the Bills. Anyway, Steelers, Pittsburgh Squealers here. And that's going to be a floor. We're going to do the handy-dandy calculator here with counting my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-8 is their floor. Come on, man. I'm so bad at counting, yet I did actually get through 4 years of college. And in the 4 years of college I went to, I had to take 6 math classes. And I still suck at counting. I always find that funny. Anyway, so 9-8 is their floor. Okay, listen, I highly disagree with this. I 1000% disagree with this. I'm going to put it to a point where I think the Pittsburgh Steelers 4, and outside of the memes of, Mike Tomlin will find a way to make them, a certain record. Okay, at the end of the day, that's not how football actually works here. Mike Tomlin cannot dictate how well they do. He can't force them to go 9-8 or above 500, right? He does usually, but he can't force them. It's not like he can, spend some money and force it. But anyway, I think that their floor, in all honesty, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm going to give them a 6-10. 6-11, excuse me. 6-11, I think, is their floor. Because if Aaron Rodgers craps the bed, and he's not the guy, They got Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. Okay, and I get it, they have DK Metcalf. I get they have a great defense. And yeah, their great defense is probably going to lead them to a lot of wins by themselves. But I think 6-10 is their floor. I can't say their floor is 9-8 because they're not a 9-8 floor. I'm putting them at their ceiling is like a 9-8, 10-7 team. That's their ceiling. I would say 10-7. Floor 6-11. Ceiling, I'd probably put around 10-7. What's their ceiling? You know what would have been funny? And they didn't do it here. They're going to put their ceiling at 12-5, which I think is stupid. Their ceiling is not 12-5. Their ceiling is literally 10-7. But what I was going to say, what I would find very funny, is if they put their ceiling at 9-8. If they were to put their ceiling at 9-8 and their floor at 9-8, that would have been the ultimate troll of all time, and we could have all loved this so much by the NFL. But they decide not to be the troll and say 9-8 or 9-8 and 12-5. So that's an L. L on the NFL here, because they could have just made it 9-8 both times, and that would have been hilarious. Anyway, tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. See you guys next one. Peace out.